Hi, it's Kim. I am back. It's been a couple months since my last video. I wish I could say it was because I was busy stitching, something as delightful as that, but between work travel as well as family, it's been crazy. I've gone to Phoenix a couple times, I've gone to Charlotte, all three for work. And then my sister was in town from California with her family over the 4th, so it's just been crazy busy. So this is kind of the first time I've had some peace and quiet at my house to be able to do a video. What I'm going to show you today is not everything. There is more, as you can imagine, 2 months worth of stuff. So I'm kind of breaking it up a little bit. I'll try and do another video as soon as I can with some of the other stuff. Hopefully I'll get around to it. We will see. But at any rate, what I thought I would do is start with finishes first. So one finish that I will mention and unfortunately can't show you right now is from the Silver Needle. They have a club, I think it's like Circle of Friends or something along those lines. And it was a stitching bee from Little House Needleworks. And right now it is getting finished, so I can't show you that right now, but hopefully I will. When it's FFO'd. So that is one finish that I'll take credit for, just can't show you. The next is I was doing a stitch along with Anita from Holly and Anita. And this came about because on Stash and Load I saw that she bought Rosewood Manor's Barnwood Buttons project. And I have had that in my stash since it came out. And you know, we just said, hey, let's do a stitch along. So we did. And I finished mine. I've had the buttons for years. I'm just going to kind of scroll over slowly. And I mean, the whole reason I did this project was obviously because of the buttons. They're just amazing. Now, there's a saying on the bottom of this, as well as a border. I chose to leave those off. I thought it looked kind of cool just the way it was, but you have to understand this is very hard for me because I follow patterns to the letter, and so to leave it off is like not finishing. So I'm struggling and trying not to struggle because I do like how it is done and finished, but knowing that I left parts off, it's a little unsettling, but I'll get over it. So this is that. I just love it, and I love the fact that I got it out of my stash. I mean, these buttons, I think the whole packet's like $55, so you know, not cheap. Yeah, and I stitched it on green, green I should say. It's called. This is on 32 count. I usually stitch on 40 now, but because of the buttons and to get them to fit appropriately with the pattern, I got the called for 32 count, and this is on Laurel, a linen called Laurel. Okay. The next thing I finished, so I am actually going to go to the Needlework Guild of Minnesota retreat, which is going to be here at the beginning of August, and there's some pre-work to that. And I am taking classes from Kathy Hauberman, the hands-on designer. So she's doing some finishing classes, so there's some pre-stitching involved. So one is called Crocus Blue. So I finished the stitching on that. Let me see, I'll try and hold up what it's supposed to look like and not show the pattern here. So that's what we're going to finish it into, is this pillow. And I apologize for the noise. That is my dog chewing on the chair. It's terrible. So finish that. And then I'm also working on another class that she's teaching, another finishing class, and here's the picture of it. It's called Snow on the Ground. It's a little ornament. And I'm sorry, I'm into whips now in case that wasn't clear. And this is how, so I'm done with the words. That's the border, I think, that it goes around here. And then this is where I'm at with that piece. So there's, I think, a fob, and then there's one other, kind of like an initial plate that I have to stitch, and I think I'm going to get it all done, I hope. What slowed me down yesterday was, see this window? Or door, or, yeah, it's a window. This window was the same as this window, except it was one row too low. So I had to rip this whole thing out. So this was done, and I had to rip it all out last night. And I've just started putting it back. So I still have that yellow interior glow to do. So I'm working on that for the retreat that's coming up. I'm also doing the stitch along still with Cappy. Hi, Cappy. It is the Redbird Fractor. And I made pretty good progress, and I hated putting this one down for the pre-work for the guild retreat, but, you know, gotta stitch out a schedule. So I've truly really enjoyed stitching on this, which, you know, if you listen to the story in my prior videos, you'll find it very funny. But anyway, I've really enjoyed stitching on this, and it was hard to put it down. But if I want to get out of the classes that I'd like to, I need to get the pre-stitching done on the others. So, but anyway, this is where I'm at with the Redbird Fractor. And I started just doing kind of the outline stuff. It's actually a different color because when I go on the bus, then I don't have to look at the chart because everything then in here like is solid, is just that color, and it's just solid. The same with the neck area, and besides putting the eye in there, it's the same thing with the eye. So in like this leaf in here, I can just fill that in and not have to look at a chart while I'm writing. The same with this tail. So I can just fill it in on the bus, don't have to look at a chart. You know, and I stitch on the bus a lot, so it's not like it's a big deal to look at a chart, but, you know. Hopefully I counted right on the bottom, because this is what told me to start over here, so hopefully, I mean, I counted this sucker like 3 times, so maybe 4. So hopefully when everything comes together here in the center, it'll all meet up. Let's hope. All right. The other thing that I've been up to is I took 2 classes from Jackie Duplessis. She is, she runs a company called It's Finally Finished, and kind of her all of her wonderful teachings of her cute projects that, you know, I just can't get enough of. So the first class that we took was called Garden-esque, and it includes a box, and it's just stunning. So this is the box, and look at the painted detail on this box. It's just, look at how amazing that is. Look at just the wood, the detail in the wood, and even so you wouldn't see the hole here. They put a little button on it and even painted the button. And then there's a little drawer right here. Isn't that neat? And then so on top, what we did was we made these pin cushions to fill the holes. And then I got a little bit done, and so this will get tied with that. And I don't know if you can see that in there, but the box lining is done, so I did all of that. And I did this in class. I go pretty gung-ho in her classes when we're actually in class to get a lot of the work done for a few reasons. I just never get that much concentrated time at home, and plus obviously having her there to help every step of the way because, you know, this is definitely you don't want to make mistakes cutting and that type of thing. So it's just, there's a sense of security there to know that she's there too, just in case, like, I don't get this, you gotta help me. So there was a lot of work involved in that. So at any rate, this was one of the projects, Garden-esque, that we did with Jackie. So that's one. So it was for 3 days back in May. So that's how long it's taken me to do a video, was at least May. End of May was when she was in town. The other one was a case study. Look at that. Look at how deep the reds are. I mean, you know, one of my favorite colors, really. I do like blue as well, but look at how deep of a red that is. I'm trying to find, and it opens up. It's just beautiful. So here's some of the threads, and just look at how wonderful that red is. And here's the silk. It's just that deep red. It's just beautiful. Love it. Love it. So I'm trying to think what the joke was. So I was stitching. I think we were trying to figure out if there, you know, we were joking, oh, is there going to be enough fabric and this and that, and you know, how close to the edge can you bring it, and that type of thing. And that night I actually did all the stitching just all the way around, and it actually met up on the other side. I had to give her the high five the next morning. So it was, you know, you've all been there, you know, when you do a border and you want it to meet up on the other side. So yeah, we all have our different methods, and I was just happy mine worked. There's not a method to the madness. It's just, we'll see if it works. All right, so for the rest of the video, it is haul. And then, like I said, I haven't been here for 2 months, so I have quite a bit of haul to show, and this is not even all of it. And I have to scale back. Just the amount that I've accumulated. So as you can imagine, when company came, my stash was just kind of all over the place, and I had to, you know, just put it away for company or whatnot. And when you put it all in one spot, you're just like, holy cow, I've got a lot. And so just in the last couple of weeks, I would say that I've slowed down a lot. If I've bought anything, it's more for, one, because it might be going out of print, or two, because I'm looking for the fabric in order to stitch it. There are a couple other things that have come out. Like I said, I wanted to get in case they went out of print. But other than that, I am trying so hard to slow down the accumulations, for sure. All right, so in no certain order, so I got this. This was the new release from Mirabilia. Let's see, Cathedral Woods Goddess. I just love this one. So if you've been watching my videos, I'm a huge autumn and fall and Halloween fan, and this is just right up my alley. So I got her. I also got the beads and the threads. I just didn't bring them over, but I've got this. So I need to find some fabric. But this is not on the soon to start list. I've got some other things that I've got in the works just in my head that I want to do. So, but anyway, just love her. I think she's beautiful. All right, I found this. It was pretty cute. It's called Tin Toppers by Samplers and Such. And it's a really bad photo. It's pretty shady, but I don't know. I love the sea nautical theme. Look at that crab. I just thought this would be cute and quick to stitch. I don't know if I'll do it as a topper, but I thought it was cute. Budding Littles by Hollis Designs. Now, this was a model actually stitched at Stitchville. So she is selling the model, and I thought, oh, I want to stitch that. It did occur to me just to buy the model, so then, hey, I don't have to stitch it. But when I saw this chart, I was like, oh, I'll buy the chart. I think she's selling the model because she may not carry this one anymore, but yeah, I loved it. I mean, look at those butterflies, right? So it's just so tiny, it's cute. I also got a couple other things, and I believe that these were part of, like, they're raising money for charity. Or at least, I mean, they are, but, you know, it makes me feel better just to buy more charts, right? So this is also by Samplers and Stutch. MMEW 1847. So I thought that was cool. Gosh, I don't know what is this dog's fascination with this chair, but holy Toledo. Okay. All right, and this one is Rebecca Kleinsasser, 1909, also from Samplers and Such. And I got these off of Etsy. I'm a sucker for red samplers. And the thing is, I may or may not stitch them in red. Probably I will, but, you know. All right. What else do I have? I've got a lot. All right. I ordered from Gina's Unique Needle Minders a couple things. So obviously the Mary Poppins. So I actually bought, which will probably be in my next video. Like I said, I have more haul just in other places. I bought a Mary Poppins needlework canvas. And so when I saw this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to use that when I stitch that canvas. So I got that. And then this just Monopoly board, needle minder. So, you know, I played Monopoly when I was a kid all the time and just had great memories. And I actually have the Monopoly chart in my stash, so it's going to get used for that. Oh, this dog of mine. All right. I also ordered from Teresa. So I wanted to show you some of the things that I got from her. So the Jenny Beans Pin Tuffet. And then she had on sale, this, I don't know if you can call it a kit. They're the pins, basically. So I picked those up. These are the pins that go with it. And then you buy the buttons separately. I just thought that was really cute. Here's another angle. And then I got some fabric from her too. So some of these were dyed by Needles of the Dame. Or is it Dom? So this is Smashing Jack. And it's an orange. I mean, well, it's like a rust, I guess. It looks, I don't know, everything's looking a little yellow here, tinted. But it's just beautiful. I mean, I almost don't want to stitch on it. It's so nice. And then I got American Froth. And then I got Beach Brew. And then she also had some other things on sale. This Gnomes in the Garden Row. Yeah, sometimes gnomes are just cute. From Bent Creek. I tried to not buy this for the longest time, but, you know, 'tis the season. So, Liberty Eagle from Blackbird Designs. I got this Threads of Gold. Called Elizabeth Telfer. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool. And then I got a couple other blackbirds here. I was kind of disappointed because the corners came bent. I really don't like it when they're bent, but Clara Ellen. Like that one. And there are a few other ones from Blackbird that I haven't bought, and they've always been on my wish list. And you know, Blackbird has slowly been retiring their charts, as many of you know, and I just hate to be in that scenario. So I think soon I might start buying up those charts that I've wanted, just in case. This one also got a little bent. This one is Forget-Me-Nots. I mean, look how cool that is. I just thought that was awesome. Anyone want a bulldog? She is still chewing on the chair. All right, and then I got the 3 red pots, 1841. This is part of the Antique Reproduction Sampler Headmistress Sampler Series. What a mouthful. So I'll show you everything about it in case you want to look it up. I've never had the dog chew on my chair this much. All right. And then whenever I take my walks abroad. All right. And then from Dixie Hand-Dyed Fabrics, I picked up Golden Sand. So I'm trying my hand. So I want to start stitching more samplers. And again, I like to stitch them on smaller counts because just one, the originals seem to be on smaller counts, but two, from a framing cost perspective, if I ever want to get them framed, it just obviously makes them cheaper. So I've been trying to get smaller counts, and so this is a 56 count Golden Sand from Dixie Hand-Dyed Fabrics. And so I'm trying to get more fabric because, as you've seen on prior videos, I don't have, or didn't have, a large stash of fabric. And so whenever I want to start something new, I'd have to go to Stitchville and pick something up, or, you know, I couldn't just, and though Stitchville is close, it's still about 20 miles for me. And obviously with a job, full-time job, and 2 kids and husband and a bulldog, it is just hard to get there. So when I am there, so I've stocked up on more fabric, so I have options when I want to stitch something. The other thing I wanted to show you, let me, sorry for the close-up. So as part of that Circle of Friends group that I'm in for the kits, so I just got it yesterday. So they sent this little watering can, and in it was the Blackbird designs in my garden. I thought that was really cute. So I might stitch this sooner rather than later. So I might even, after my pre-work is done, I might pick this up and stitch it. Just because it seems quick and all the stuff is here. So why not? So it came with the threads, it came with these pins, and then obviously the fabric. So yeah, so I might stitch this sooner rather than later. All right, and then the last thing I have to show, at least for this video, is so Stitchville was having a Hug Me Bags trunk show, and some of you may or may not know Hug Me Bags. They pride themselves, as they should, that it's all American made, American, you know, stitched in the USA, and so they just have wonderful quality products, and their bags are just beautiful. So Stitchville was having a trunk show, and I decided to, I saw one bag and I had to get it. So anyway, here it is. Look at that bird. Like, they stitched it so the bird is squarely on this project bag, and look at that little bow tie. Isn't it awesome? I love it. Love it. Look at that. And then on the back, it's sleeves. And I mean, the colors just pop on this black. I mean, it's like the shiny black fabric. It's just amazing. And then let me, so, you know, has a couple handles. Oh, in case you want to see the tag here. See, made in America. And so if you go online to their site, they show you what your fabric choices are. And even, as I'll show you in a minute, the inside fabric is amazing too. But this is the project bag. So, I don't know if you can tell how great this fabric is. So obviously a place for your needles, and it has different compartments here and zippers here, and has a zipper up here with little compartments in it too. So yeah, just a great quality bag. Just awesome. So all right, and with that, that's what I have to show you. I kind of went through my plans. Again, I want to get the pre-stitching done for the Guild Retreat, the hands-on design class, and then I might stitch on the In My Garden because, you know, why not? All the stuff is here and it's sitting on top of the stack. But I do want to continue with Redbird Fractor too with Kathy, and she's making pretty good progress too. She took a picture and posted on Facebook for me to see, and she's making decent progress. I think we decided that we were at about the same place quantity-wise from stitching perspective. She might be ahead of me now just because I stopped to stitch on this and had to completely frog this window. So at any rate, that's what I've got, and that's what I'm going to be working on. And you know, it's funny, I think to myself about, you know, and as I watch other people's videos, like, are people enjoying the process, or are they just rushing through to get to the next project? And, you know, with that in mind, I'm telling myself, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. With each project, because it, you know, has that joy. But obviously in the back of my head, it's like, oh, I need to get to that, and I need to finish this, and I mean, that's always there too. So I don't know. There's so many, stitch all the things, right? Calling my name, just don't know where to go next. But I do, like I said, as I was cleaning up all my stash and putting it away for my sister's visit, it just, I mean, I need to get my whips done and the parts of them put away. Like I would find, oh, this is for this project, and the other parts over here, like they're not all together, and don't ask me why. Just, I think there are gremlins that come and do the switching. So at any rate, anyway, I hope that you are all stitching away, enjoying the summer. It's been hot. Right now, I think Hurricane Barry is well upon the southern part of the U.S., and you know, I hope those stitchers down there and everyone are taking care of themselves. So at any rate, I hope you're finding your joy, and we will see you soon. Bye.